Hi, this is Martha with Living the One Light, and I wanted to talk about the Soul Remembrance course. So, I am so excited about this class. It is not my design. It is like everything that I'm doing. It was channeled and I was asked to design this for you. So the purpose of this course obviously is to help people, as many people as possible, to fully remember their soul, right? The real, ultimate, divine self. Some people, like we have a quote unquote higher self or spirit. So I'm using the word soul. The way that I experience soul is like for many of us, we are essentially, our soul is like a goddess, right? Or a god, or shows up differently for a lot of different people, but it's incredibly beautiful. It's this highest part of us that comes directly from source or from God, but is manifested on a spiritual level in this incredibly high vibration way of being, and that soul is what connects us. It's like our divine blueprint for what's between us and God. Not that we really actually are separate from God, but anyway, so in our soul self, we are perfect. We are beautiful. All of our divine gifts are present in her or in him or in it. And there's no separation between us and the infinite wisdom of all of existence. So the purpose of this beginning Living the One Light Soul Remembrance course is really just that. It's simple and radical at the same time, right? For us to actually remember, to see or feel or hear or just know in our bodies or in some way, whatever way is right for you, to know who is that soul self for you. So in my case, I can see her, I can hear her, I can feel her, she talks to me. She is now integrated into me. But for different people, their way of experiencing their soul is going to be different. And so during this 4 weeks, what I'm doing is channeling from these deep inner cosmic beings who are essentially a higher version of ourselves. I am channeling experiences for you. They're meant very specifically for very specific people. But so for you, an experience of going into the place in existence where you will remember your soul self in whatever way is right for you. And then when you remember her or him or it, then you suddenly have access to this deep infinite wisdom as well, right? We often, part of what I feel is so radical, I call it radical, about this ability to experience your own soul is that we have often, for centuries, millennia, gone outside of ourselves to gurus and priests and ministers and rabbis and psychics and you name it, right? We've gone outside of ourselves to various authorities or figures for answers for ourselves, which is completely appropriate, totally has its place. We all need that sometimes. And many of us are already pretty amazing on a spiritual level. And we, if we're able to tap into our own connection to, this deep, infinite wisdom of existence, or God, or whatever you want to call it, suddenly we have the exact answers we need. So we could be going to a psychic or whoever it is for an answer to something that we're looking for, and we might be actually able to get a better answer from ourselves if we're able to connect in a particular way. So that's so the first goal of this 4-week course is remembering the soul. The second goal is in remembering how to hear the deep wisdom of your soul and of existence. And then once you're able to access not only your soul, but your deep soul wisdom, you can get answers to pretty much anything you need an answer to, right? But in particular, I'm being asked to help focus in these 4 weeks just simply on finding the soul, finding that soul wisdom, and then helping you remember through your own soul wisdom your purpose. Like, why did you come to this planet? And your soul gifts. So, the possibilities are pretty much endless once you're able to find your own soul wisdom. But in this particular 4 weeks, what I'm being asked to help you focus on is just simply the answer to, once you find your soul, once you find your soul wisdom, just finding the answer to these 2 questions. What is my soul purpose? Which is a pretty big question. And what are my soul gifts? Like, what did I come here? Like, with both those questions, it's really, why did I come here to begin with? And what do I offer to this world? Because as you probably already feel, if you're listening to this video, I pretty much guarantee you're amazing. Most of us are amazing. I mean, pretty much, there's very few humans or beings on this planet who are not amazing on their soul level, right? I wouldn't say there's anyone who's not. So I guarantee it, you're amazing, and you came here, like your soul brought you here to do something beautiful that only you can do on a soul level. Like we're each like snowflakes, like divine snowflakes, right? Like, it's cliche, but it's true. There's no other soul who's identical to us. So when the divine or God wants to, what I call, sing through us, right? There's no other template of a soul that will be able to sing or shine or flow and show up in the world and for the world in the exact way that you came to do that. And then, the ultimate goal of this whole process of remembering your soul is that then you're able to fulfill what it was you came to do to help this planet, because you care, and you care deeply, and that is why you came to this planet, was to help. And there is nothing bigger you can do to help this planet than to remember who you are, how to hear your own wisdom, and remember what gifts you have and what you came to do in sharing those gifts. It's huge. Just that. This is gigantic. So yeah, what I'm being asked to do, being shown this vision of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of souls just rising up and remembering who we are, how to access our wisdom, why we came, what our gifts are. Just that. My guides are telling me, just help thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people to remember their soul. Period. And then there will be next steps. There will be many more next steps of, once you remember all that, how do you bring that into your body and into yourself, and when you're ready for that, or if you're already ready for that, I'm also available to help with that. But this is my initial goal with the Soul Remembrance class, is just to help people to rise, help people to rise, help people to rise, help people to remember and remember and remember and remember and remember. And just, yeah, imagine that. Thousands and thousands and millions of people around the world rising and remembering their actual soul self, their actual soul wisdom, their actual soul purpose, and their actual soul gifts. And then bringing it here. A miracle. Really. I can't think of anything better. So I'm so glad you're here. And if this speaks to you, if you feel called to remember your soul, then please check into the Soul Remembrance class. You also can work with me one-on-one if you would prefer that. It's certainly an option. With the class, we have two options. One is to do the 4 classes online completely by yourself. You can do it your own pace, and just have your own personal experience with it. Or you can combine it with working with me directly, so that I can do a session in the beginning where we do an astrology reading, where I'm able to, I do evolutionary astrology, and in that lineage, astrology is seen as looking at the blueprint of the soul. So I use the astrological chart to inform my own, assisting you to remember your soul, because the chart can just give us little clues, why your soul came and who you are and things along those lines. And then we tap into your own knowing of who you are, and bringing you into an experience where you can remember who you are just in the way that is right for you right now. And then I use my own intuitive gifts as well. I can see a lot of people's souls pretty directly, and spirit guides, and I can help you connect with your own spirit world, depending on what is right for you in this moment. So in this individual sessions, if you choose the online class plus the individual sessions, we would do a session in the beginning, before you do the classes, an hour-long session, which would include this astrology reading, if that feels right for you. And then we follow up at the end, after you've done the 4 classes, with another session to wrap up. How did that go for you? How did that feel for you? And what are your next steps? And how's it feeling in your body? And who are you? What have you discovered about yourself? It's so exciting. And of course, if you felt like you wanted an additional session in the middle, we can obviously support you in that way. Or you can choose to work with me directly, just one-on-one, and we can really hone in on exactly where you are in this process and exactly what it is you're needing help with. And but that's my goal, is to be present for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and beyond, millions of people, to rise and remember who they are, why they came here, how beautiful they are, how needed they are, how beautiful you are, how needed you are, and who you are. That's why we're here. Great. I'll connect with you soon.